So saddle up everybody, this is us, March 2025. We're off to the short way round. After we put a bit of go juice in the big machine, we head off to the Mundaring Dome. This is our first meeting place, and I can't believe we all made it on time. Even Kevin got a bit excited. And 13 very excitable chaps hop on their machines and head off for the day one to Kalgoorlie via 2J, Goomally, Muckenbooden. Just love saying that word again, Muckenbooden. Come out at Southern Cross and onto the Great Eastern Highway to the big Kalgoorlie for the night. Looking forward to this one. And I just love how the whole countryside changes from pre-harvest, where it's beautiful and green, or that really, really vibrant yellow, and it comes to almost a Martian landscape. And this is getting ready for the crop to go in. It's so different, quite interesting though.
The fucking pub. 440 Roadhouse.
440 Roadhouse. We go. I'm in the main street.
I've just come from there.
Someone did actually suggest that. I won't say who, but there's probably many people. It was mentioned.
Yeah, it would have been mentioned. All right, we'll see you. I'm going to Southern Cross. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Well, we'll see you tonight.
They're so fucking cruel, aren't they, Brett?
We'll see you in 10 minutes.
And from then on, it's just a beautiful, compliant, very enjoyable ride, all the way to Kalgoorlie for the night. Let's see what we get up to.
Well, I did. And they always said no.
Put cards up, fucking.
Yeah. Every year I'd say, come on, let's put Roger in, let's put Roger in. And it was no, no.
Everyone
no.
say, well,
Watch out.
what benefit do we get from what? Oh, fuck.
Yes, this year a few of us thought, let's take on the sticks and canvas just for something different, add a bit of spice to our 5 days. But what we're really praying for deep down is that the weather holds up. First night was brilliant. Look at that grass. Blackers found a new friend last night. He jammed him in the corner. He chewed his ear off all night long. Hey, but Wayne woke up before too long. He said he was scared, he didn't want to go. So Blackers went home alone. Just him and his big toe. Hey, yeah, this is just outside the Exchange Hotel. How quiet is Kalgoorlie? I know it's Thursday night, but I thought this was that rough, tough mining town. So there you go. Oh, here we go, day 2. How good is this? No dew, very easy pack up. Today we're heading off to Esperance via Kambolda. Bit of a lookout, bit of excitement, bit of things to see. So stay with us. Day 2. Thank you, Les, who guided us up to the top of Red Hill Lookout in Kambalda. Amazing sight. That white, not snow, absolutely not snow. Lake Lefroy, it's actually salt. And believe it or not, they have the Australian land speed record attempts on that lake, Lake Lefroy. So 100 k's an hour on a little land yacht, can you believe it? Centimetres off the ground, awesome. And we've got one more thing to see on our way to Esperance, Widgymulta, and this is the old town of Widgymulta. How good is this pub? Abandoned now, but it was used in the filming of Nickel Queen way back then. Such an interesting place, and we got a history lesson, a great history lesson of one of the residents, and indeed, I think she's the only resident.
She's hot, mate.
Yes, I still think this is part of the old Wild West when almost anything went. If you remember the Poseidon story, the mine of the Poseidon story, where the penny shares went to $700 overnight, mate, why doesn't that happen more often? Yes, an old friend of mine, he actually sold 3 shares and bought an Alfa Romeo sports car.
Amazing.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, so
Yeah?
I've got, this is where the hall was, Widgymulta Hall.
Yeah.
That's gone out to the Binnaritchie shearing shed down the Paris Road.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, I've got photos of it, Darby Heaton taking it down the road.
Yeah? That's amazing. And the pub is still going. I stayed there a few months
we didn't
ago.
have a licence for a year and a half, so we had to go to Kambalda to buy the alcohol. But then John and Maureen, who had the roadhouse,
Yeah.
they got the liquor licence, so they built it on the back.
Oh, I love
We're
it.
having 2 history lessons here.
Oh, yes, we are. That's brilliant.
I was going to say, we're having 2 history lessons going on.
Yeah. Be careful, he takes everything.
I'm getting a history lesson myself.
You collect
Oh,
bits.
of course.
But I'm the Lister capital and
Yes, her name is Joy, and she did give us the best history lesson we got for the whole 5 days, because the rest of us just bullshit all the time. So I don't know whether you know this, but we're just passing the Great Western Australian woodlands. This is an area bigger than England and Wales, right? It's 16 million hectares of this beautiful wooded, I call it a forest, but all it does is pump out oxygen, millions of tonnes of the stuff every day, so we can get 150 horsepower out of some of these bikes. This is Mick's 3-second 10. Awesome bit of gear. Later on I went inside it and you can't believe how roomy it is. Yeah, so the rest of us set up our kit, our tent, all our gear in Esperance. Another beautiful site, by the way, and some nice scenery around as well. Okay, that big wall, not quite sure what it's there for, to stop the baddies getting in, I think. And off to Esperance for the night.
Lock the door, please, so I can get in.
Do you need an escort, Ian?
And what are you doing with the other dome mate over here?
Oh, yeah.
Right, whatever. So you're going to hobble across the road, get a bottle of red and go back to the room?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. On the money.
Take me fucking toe home. Toe home? Big toe home. Big toe home.
And what's becoming a habit is breakfast at the Dome. Again, this one in Esperance, before Blackers had to deconstruct and reconstruct his bike before we headed off on day 3. Yep, day 3 sees us leaving Esperance on our way to Albany via Jerramungup. But before we do that, we've got to go on this beautiful, I don't know what it's called, Ocean Road or something. So scenic, no words. And we even did a little bit of unsealed road so all these adventure bikes could put it in, you know, gravel mode, off-road mode, gay mode I call it.
Will it start? I don't know. We don't want Blacker's bike in the photo anyway.
He's standing out there with all his mates.
Hoping it'll start. Praying, I'm hoping and a praying that bike will start. That's the speed that it wants, like 100k, sometimes I think they're all done.
Yes, in Albany, not only was the wind howling, but it was also raining quite heavily. So we rode around for a while looking for the driest spot out of the most wind, but in the end, honestly, it was just fuck it. However, Mick got his tent up and invited us in. I told her it was roomy.
Yeah, my video's just gone. It's just gone, yeah.
There it goes.
That's quick. Fuck you. So bloody cruel.
So day 4 and the Wearies may be catching up with some of us, but this morning heading off Albany onwards to Busselton. So breakfast at the Dome. I'm hoping they're sponsoring us next year. We're going to call into Walpole for a little bakery there. It's you know, pretty nice little stopover, and just hoping it doesn't rain too much. Yes, you can be lucky, because by the time we got to Walpole it had all dried out basically, so yeah, very enjoyable morning. And this is part of what Greta Thunberg dreams about every night on her nightly nightmare. Hey, she's looking at 160 valves, about 36 cylinders, and a combined fuel usage of 80 litres for every 100 kilometres. Hey, eat your heart out, Greta.
I just ran into Mick from behind. I didn't see him there because he had his camouflage.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
you
see
gotta
a
watch
thing.
that. You gotta watch that.
Didn't see a thing. Where's Mick?
You gotta watch that, yeah.
Oh, he's definitely going to get another shower, guys.
Yeah, mate, look, I've got this on.
Yeah, this is our last probably together ride, but coming into Busselton, yeah, we found our camp spot. That was nice, and we set up our gear. Okay, that takes a while, but you know, after you set up your gear, you just want to sit around and take in the ambience and watch all the chair walkers with their little bag of liqueur going from, cabin to cabin and caravan to caravan. But it was great just to, get the chairs out, pour a drink, sit down and ramble over the last few days with these fellows here. Look, honestly, great times. Again, I didn't know how big a mixed tent was inside. It's certainly an awesome sight. And I'm just hoping a few more do it next year.
Good night, Mick.
Good night, mate. Night, Dave.
Good night, Kevin.
John boy.
Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Raj.
Good night, John boy.
Oh, beautiful, mate. Beautiful, beautiful. Good night, mate of Slickles.
Days. This is our last day back home, of course, Busselton, back to Perth, wherever we may live in Perth. But prior to getting home, we had to pull into the Pinjarra Bakery to get a lovely pie.